I have finally finished up all the walls and the ceiling in my garage, and it's looking great, but there is one sore spot yet. So I built this shelf to put all the garage things like backpack sprayers and sawhorses and totes that I don't want sitting all around the garage, and it works out great for that, but it doesn't look so good. Let's fix that. So what I want to do is build some doors on this thing that match the corrugated steel look that I've got down below to play off that. So it's the same style, hides all that stuff, and I don't have to finish the walls and paint back in that small space. All right, so I got distracted and was working on my golf simulator screen. I'm gonna pause on that. I wanna get back on these shelf doors and get things out of the way so I can park in the garage again. The first thing that we're gonna do before I even start making the doors is do a reveal on top. That's basically a decorative board that I'm gonna go up there. I don't wanna put the doors all the way to the ceiling because the ceiling's not perfectly flat, and if we try to put a door that's swinging perfectly up to the ceiling, it's gonna catch in certain places or have big gaps in other places. So we're gonna put a 2x4 reveal up top so that we don't need our door all the way to the ceiling. We can bring it down quite a bit. A 2x4 is gonna give us 3.5 inches of play there. So that'll be good. I'm going with treated lumber on this. You absolutely do not have to. Obviously we're in the garage in a dry environment, but I did treated lumber on the rest of it, on the floor, on the toe board, on the chair rail. So to match that look, I'm using treated. It's a bit harder to work with. It's a little heavier till it dries out completely, but anyway, I'm kind of a stickler. I want it to look the same, so that's why we're using treated. There is a light fixture that's going to be hidden behind the door, so I'm just going to put this simple adapter with a pull switch on it, so I'll still have a light up there, but it won't be on all the time when all the other lights are on in the garage. Pretty cheap, couple bucks, does the job. Our reveal board is up, and not only is that going to make things look a little bit better by plugging that gap above our doors, it's going to provide us a mounting location for our hinges. So these doors are going to have some decent weight to them, so we want to make sure that's secure. So I use some of these 6-inch Spax screws to connect that reveal board to the joists directly. So this is kind of an interesting thing. We could make these screws for a long time, but they weren't popular, and the reason they weren't popular is because we didn't have a good means to put them in. These little impact drivers do a wonderful job at installing large screws like this. Even if you got a drill big enough with enough power to put this in, oftentimes you'd snap it off. That impacting motion has allowed all of these longer screw types to evolve, and that allows us to put this through the long way in our 2x4, which historically is sort of unheard of. You'd never do that. So this opens up a lot of different options. Cool how certain technologies enable other things to happen, and it changes how we build. It's pretty difficult to make 3 exactly the same doors and fit them in there. So what I'm gonna do is make the 2 end doors the same, mount them, get them up there, and then field fit the 3rd door to go in the middle. All right, I wanted to keep these as simple as possible, so I just have a square frame here. Gonna lay on my tin in the middle, put my hinges on here, we'll see how this does. I cut this mini corrugate with angle grinder, and a diamond blade works pretty good. Then just clean up the edge so there aren't any major burrs on there. Cutting these in 2-foot lengths to fit on our doors. 2 pieces of our corrugate was perfect. I've got them laid out here. There's about 1.5 inches of overlap. They fit together in profile good. So I've got my finish nailer. I'm just gonna put a bunch of finish nails in each end, hold these things down. That turned out great. Finish nailer is the way to go on this. First look at it, that's gonna look pretty nice up there instead of that cluttered shelf. I'm using some standard door hinges, mounting 2 on my door here. I'm gonna put this up in place and screw it onto my shelf and reveal board that we put up already. That's easier said than done. I'm gonna show you how I did that by myself. As it works out, my adjustable ladder in this position with a 2x4 on its side, so 1.5 inches on the top step, is about the perfect height to set my door on, so I can use that as a stand while I get it screwed in place. There we go. The side doors are complete. I think they're looking pretty good. And for a latch mechanism, just went with a simple hook and eye. Pretty dang simple. Not something that's gonna fail, or the alignment is that critical on these. Are not precision doors by any means. So I think that'll work out good. Now we gotta move on to the middle and get something in there. Just put the middle door on my shelving unit. It is the finishing touch on my garage project. Got the walls all done. It's nice to have everything hidden behind those nice doors, matches the look down below. Extremely happy with how this thing turned out. If you found any value in this video, please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching. Adios.